What is up? This is Chosen, and it is patch day 1.12 is finally live and here. It's been a very interesting last couple weeks because there's been all sorts of rumors and leaks, and it turns out most of them are true. So my last video where I went over patch 1.12 in detail did end up being relevant. So this video is just going to be me kind of glossing over the changes quickly and then diving in and showing all of this stuff live and giving you kind of a live first reaction and some opinions on how this stuff ended up being executed. So let's get into it. Alrighty, let's pull up the news post from today. Huge feature update, here we are. And alright, let's get into it. Platinum Arena, okay, it is what we thought it was going to be in my last video, the top 300 players after Gold 4, and supposedly better rewards, and the start of the week, the reset still functions as normal. I'm going to try to burn through these, and let's dive into some showing of the changes. Top players leaderboard, yep, okay, so there's a top players leaderboard in the arena. I will show you that. Nightmare campaign, this is an epic addition to the game. It's more content to clear. I will show you that here in a second. Faction Wars rebalance, so supposedly you'll no longer get 1-star glyphs after stage 10, which is epic, and it's supposedly going to be a lot more realistic to get to the high levels. I will also show you that as well. New sorting options in the team selection screen, just kind of a simple quality of life type thing. Increased maximum vault size. I will buy all the spaces live here during the video and kind of, we'll test how much it costs together here. Bigger and better artifact storage. This was desperately needed. They gave us 700 slots in terms of our basic artifacts, your weapons, helm, shield, all of that. It was 500, so plus 200 is a very welcome change. Instantly get mastery scrolls. I will do this live as well. I'll show you how that works. I will fully max out the scrolls of a champion from 0 to hero by spending the gems. Extra tournament rewards. This basically means if you place in one of the top positions of a tournament group, you're supposed to get extra rewards now, which is definitely needed. Newest items will now be displayed at the top of the inbox. That's probably a good change. Server maintenance notice, okay, that's good. Fusion mechanical change, this is actually massive, and gives you actually a reason to use some prior champions that you've invested in for fusions. I've been clamoring for this for a while. So basically what this is, if a fusion requires a level 40 rare and you have that rare level 50, you're going to be able to use that level 51. Previously you had to have it the exact level. Now it's going to be the exact level or higher, so that's going to make fusions much better for people who save up and want to use previous champions. The huge battle engine update, basically it's like loading a little bit faster when battles start and stuff. It does feel a little bit better, so we'll hope that that's implemented as intended and continues. Game experience enhancements. Let's see if there's anything here really worth noting here. Skill fixes. So they talked about some AI coming through, but we didn't know what it was, so I was excited to see this section, but then when I dove into it, I was a little bit disappointed. I don't see the cold heart, not prioritizing, or heart seeker. I don't really see a whole lot of AI improvements unless I'm missing them here, but I don't see as extensive of AI changes as I was hoping for. I'm not going to read through all of these one by one. That alone would take 5 minutes, but just looks like a few visual bugs and champions, skills not performing properly was fixed, so that is good. But I was hoping for more AI customization or balancing or fixing. The balance changes, these actually leaked early along with most of the other patch notes, so you can watch my I almost said read. You can watch my last video. I go over all of these in depth and show the before and after and talk about if it's better or not, and how much better the champion is or not. So I'm not gonna go over this again for 10 minutes. But yeah, all in all, the balance changes were a little bit underwhelming to me. I was hoping there'd be more champions and more significant changes, but hey, at least it's a start and at least it's some balancing. The key notes out of it are probably Grimskin's going to be a pretty good Okran Tribes epic. Rain Beast got nerfed semi-significantly, so he won't be near the pain in the rear that he is for newer players in the arena. Excruciator could be very good versus the versus the Spider, and got some pretty significant buffs. Bloodfeather will synergize better. War Mother is going to be a decent AoE dungeon damage dealer now that bombs were doubled against bosses. Solus is slightly better. Sathalia is slightly better. They kind of made her like Shamrock. She has a bunch of like RNG abilities here. Lugan kind of took one step forward and one step back, so he's basically kind of what he was, just a little bit different, maybe ever so slightly better. And Bloodgorge, you know, definitely got better, so he'll slide up the tier list as well. So, okay, I think that kind of covers the notes here. Let's dive in and start showing some of this stuff in game. So in terms of the arena changes and platinum being added, you can see if we go to tiers and we scroll over, this is going to be platinum. The icon looks very cool. I like the emblem, so good job on the artwork. And then it kind of shows you the current trophies required to get into platinum, I guess. I haven't gotten there yet, so I'll keep you guys posted. You know, the stat bonuses are significant. So if you're a newer player, these stat bonuses affect your base stats in every area of the game. Campaign, you know, arena, dungeons, clan boss. Like, these are just flat upgrades to every single champion you have. The 5% is very significant and should definitely help you do a little bit more damage against the clan boss and maybe speed up your dungeon farming time. So that I agree with. The only one more medal is a little bit rough. I would have rebalanced the medals just in general, but if I was gonna leave gold 4 at 4, I probably would have put platinum at 6. Because it's gonna be really tough to get in the top 300. I would have bumped that up to 6, but yeah, okay. And let's also dive into the campaign here. So what you're gonna have to do, it won't like automatically roll over for you, I don't think. You're gonna have to go down here. And it used to stop at Brutal. Now we get Nightmare, and then you'll see the new rewards here. Every 15 stars, it looks like, you get a new slot, and then you end with a Sacred Shard. So, very surprising, the energy cost. Now, I haven't dove in and crunched the numbers. I'll probably do a separate video on that, comparing, you know, normal, Brutal, Nightmare, and your silver and XP per energy. That'll be its own standalone 10 to 15 minute video where we talk about the most efficient way to farm XP and silver. That, you know, that's all possibly going to change now. I'm very surprised it cost 16. I expected it to cost 10, maybe 12. So I expect this to be significantly better, significantly more silver, and significantly more XP. Otherwise, it's not going to be better than Brutal, so it kind of has to be. But yeah, just remember when you're doing the campaign, you have to use 2 or fewer champions with no losses. You can't like farm food and also 3-star to move up in the campaign. I haven't gotten deep into the Nightmare campaign yet, so right now I've still just kind of got a speed farming team. Sinesha and Skullcrown kind of work very well in tandem with each other, so I'm just going to go ahead and roll them through until I get to tougher content. And you'll see I'm able to kind of burn through the Nightmare campaign with them in 9 seconds. But it's obviously going to get much tougher. And when I get to the last stages and I'm trying to 3-star it, I'll probably do another video showing how tough that is and you know, how strong your champions are going to have to be to accomplish that. And kind of all the rewards I got along the way, and we'll crunch the numbers and figure out exactly more. But yeah, that's kind of how it works in a nutshell. And you know, make sure if you're wanting to get those 3 stars, you're using 2 champions and you know, finishing the level with both of them. All right. Now, Faction Wars. This is supposedly a really big change in the game, so I'm excited to see this. Okay, so let's go Night Revenant. And supposedly what they did was made it a lot easier. So this is the previous level that I was farming. Let's see how much easier it got. Now, we can see this little like treasure chest box emblem on Executioner. That means that he's in my vault. I love that. It's going to show your previous team whether or not they're in the vault. It didn't used to do that. You used to have to kind of try to remember and then be like, okay, I have to go in the vault and look again. Great that they added that, and you can use them straight out of the vault. That's a good quality of life change that needed to happen. Okay, so let's see how much easier this is. We'll kind of react live here. And so this used to be the level that I farm in, what was it, like a minute 15, I think. Oh, I never noticed that she has long hair like that. I've never really used her until the last day or two. Never noticed that Golden Reaper had this super long hair going down her back. I've always only seen her from the front, never really played with her. Okay, so it doesn't look like they have significantly less HP. I mean, it's not like I burned through it in 30 seconds instead of a minute 15. But, so maybe they just made them hit not quite as hard, but the HP is still semi-accurate. Ooh, a 4-star speed, so that's very cool. And then we'll see if we can find that change. So they said, yeah, stage 10 is now 2 through 4. I believe 10 and 11 used to be 1 through 4. So yeah, Faction Wars, I don't want to sit here and play it for 15 minutes, you know, and bore you during the video, but it did seem a little bit easier. I did set my best time there, you know, the first try, so it's definitely a little bit easier. We'll have to dive in and really crunch the numbers on exactly how much easier it is, but yeah, so expect to have a little bit more fun in Faction Wars and be able to get those higher level glyphs. So now let's go over storage. This is one of the biggest things we needed in the game. I'm excited to see this. Okay, so storage. Oh, I guess I'll show you the artifacts. Okay, so yeah, this used to be 473 out of 500. Now we get an extra 200 on our top kind of normal base gear, and then our jewelry. Oh, it actually went up as well, huh? I did not expect that. I thought it was only gonna be the base gear. That is awesome. Okay, so jewelry used to be 500, and they bumped that up to 700 as well. I didn't even think that was super necessary, so they just kind of gave us that as a bonus. This is the one that was necessary, your base gear, because this is 6 gear slots, this is 3. I thought 500 slots for 3 pieces of gear was fair, but hey, this is a welcome change. You know, I'm kind of getting surprised live here. That's great. Okay, so we can store lots of jewelry. That's plenty of storage space. That's fair for 3 slots of gear. This is still a little bit rough. I would like to see this be 1,000 with all the different sets. Remember, with jewelry, we don't have different sets. You know, the fact that we have to carry so many different sets and 6 pieces of gear and all sorts of different situations and stuff, I would like to see this be 1,000, and this being 700 is great. I'm happy with that. All right, let's go into the vault. We don't, our normal pool here is still 100, but we can get 100 more in our vault, which I am super excited for. As you guys know, I'm running really low on gems, so I don't want to spend my my gems on getting the vault here. I'm kind of getting low here, so I'm gonna definitely use my silver when it comes to buying these. I'm just kidding. You're writing a comment right now, raging. I'm just kidding. Okay, so 245 is our first one. Let's see how much it goes up. So that's 10. Okay, so not bad. So it's gonna so 245. Let's actually write this down so I can let you guys know exactly what the cost is. 245, 270. Let's just do this live. 295. Okay, so it looks like it's gonna be pretty consistent in terms of going up about 25 per. So this should be 320. Yep. Okay, 320. So it's gonna go up 25 per. Sorry, I'm kind of learning this live here. I wanted to show you guys kind of a first look. Okay, 320, 345. And 370. That way I can get you guys an actual cost here. 395. 420 for the memes. I'm sure they planned that way. 445. 470. Are we getting close? I think that's it. 470. Alrighty. So that does it. So now we can see we maxed out at 300. I'm happy about that. I was really hoping it wasn't going to be 50. Ideally, we were hoping for 200, but I think this is fair. Giving us an extra 100 will definitely help a lot and enable us to prepare for fusions, which hopefully they start doing a better job on those fusions. They've been a little bit crazy the last couple, so hopefully there's a little bit more incentive to prepare for them. But yeah, that is kind of the storage space, and I will go ahead and calculate the gem cost. I might fast forward it here so that, but let me add up the gems here. Alrighty, so yeah, I wanted to fast forward while I was calculating that, but it is 3,575 gems to get those additional 100 spaces. So let's go ahead and plug that into the calculator here. 3,575, and boom, it's going to cost you about $60 in terms of in-game value. If you're diligent about acquiring your gems and you use my calculator, you should be spending about $60 to unlock those 100 spaces. I think that's pretty steep for something that should have been in the game anyway, which is champion storage. So I'm a little bit disappointed on the price they're charging the player base to acquire that. I think that should have been about $30. I think that would still be expensive, but a little bit more fair. So slightly disappointed in that, but yeah, it's going to cost you 3,575 gems. I wasn't able to add up the silver, and about $60 worth of gems, 60 to 70, depending on how you acquire them. All right, so now let's go over the scrolls here, and we'll show that. So Golden Reaper, like I said during my Night Rev run, is kind of a newer champion that I've gotten, and I want to play around and test and possibly do a guide on. So normally I would ascend them and do the minnow grind, but let's just go ahead and go to masteries. And the way you do it is you're going to click up here. Any one of these, you don't have to click on the reds, and honestly, you're not going to buy them one at a time. I think that would have been kind of cool. Like if you just want to buy your basics, have it be like 50 gems, and then if you want to buy your greens, make it like 200 gems, and then make your reds like 500. I think it would have been nice to break it down. Hopefully they do that in the future. But yeah, so right now all three of them go to the same thing, the 800 link. We pop it, and boom, now we can see we've got the max number of scrolls for each of the 3 different tiers, and we can go ahead and plug and play our masteries here. So that's kind of how the purchasing of mastery scrolls go. And yeah, I think 800 is a little steep but fair. And if you're curious about the breakdown, if you're an endgame player who is farming stage 15 of the Minotaur efficiently, it is more beneficial or cheaper to grind it. But if you're down at like stage 12, stage 13, it's going to be probably cheaper and just more efficient in general to just go ahead and pay for it. Especially for your first Minotaur grind, like your first team. You may just want to pony up like the 4,000 gems and just get your first team done, because that is such a grind. It takes like a week or two. And again, it's all relative to your budget and if you're free to play and if you want to spend. But I think as a new player who is willing to invest in their account, purchasing that first team's minnow grind is probably one of the more efficient ways and one of the best time savers you could spend in terms of dollar per, like progression. All right, so now I want to go over the offer that came through here. This is pretty intense. This came through kind of late last night for me. I was like, holy cow, it's a Black Friday offer, and it is pretty epic. Let me pull up the offer sheet again, and we'll go over the exact value of this, but I expect it to be pretty dang good. This is probably, I tweeted this, it's probably one of the best offers I've ever seen from them. So I'm excited to see what the actual value is on this. It's going to be the biggest number I've ever seen in my calculator in terms of value, I think. So 3 Ancients. No voids, which is disappointing. I'm not gonna complain. This is a great offer. I was about to complain and I caught myself. I'll forgive them for not having a void in this. If the offer is gonna be this good, I'll forgive it. Okay. And then we've got 3 days of XP, 1,000 energy, 1 million silver. And I believe that covers it. XP, silver, gems. Yeah, so we've got this offer is typically worth 41. I love how they, put 100 and cross it out. This offer would be just garbage if it was $100. So there's no like let's put it in just for the memes here. $99.99. Yeah, this would be a 0.64, which would be one of the worst offers I've ever seen. So they should have had this as 50. They should have had it as $49.99. It would still be a bad offer, but they should have had it as 50 USD and crossed it out to 9. 100 is just like hilariously exaggerated. There's no way anybody would pay $100 for this. But at $9.99, it is absolutely incredible. It's a 6.37. That is the best. That's by far the best number I've ever seen on my value calculator. So I know not everybody wants to spend $10, and I completely sympathize with that. I love the free-to-play players that support my channel. But if you're ever going to spend any money on this game, this is probably the one to pick up. So I would recommend scooping it up. if it's something you can afford and if it's something you're willing to invest in. This is definitely probably the best $10 you'll ever spend on Raid. Alrighty, so yeah, that's going to kind of do it for this video and rundown of patch 1.2. I'm probably going to stream, you know, a fair amount today and go over everything. So definitely let me know down in the comments what you think about the patch, and share your opinions with me. I always love reading what you guys have to say. So yeah, as always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.